Morning, gauze. Sort of don't know really where to start off today's video, but pretty much just tightening up little things. I finally got a catch can. I know it's not the most nice thing in the world, but it's there, and it's better than literally just tying them around a rag. I've got to try and find some different fittings, or even a different catch can. I tried to put these all the way to the front, but that's the way it's going to have to be, because otherwise they won't actually fit. All those fittings right beside each other, but that's okay. They work for now. It is not the most ideal setup, but it's what. What's that?
It's pretty good for free setup though.
Yeah, that's it. Beggars can't be choosers. So, last time I ran into an issue where these manifold, plenum bolts, they didn't come with any. And of course the stock manifold was way different. And so we had to end up getting some different bolts, most of these from an LS1. In the little tiny town that's sort of right beside here, there was no bolts in stock. So I think they're an M8, what are they, M8 by 1.25? Yeah, M8 by 1.25, and they didn't have anything in stock. So ended up getting a few things that are gonna work, just managed to find some bolts. Plenum is now 100% done. Rex is now just looking up how to run or how to plumb in the IACV. And then after that, can run some vacuum lines. Max is currently getting an intercooler pipe over there sorted, so we can go between there and there. I'm currently boiling the kettles, so that way we can stretch the silicone joiner around this little bit here. Once that's all done, I'll be able to work out how I want to go about doing the throttle body. Considering we have the S14 cable here, so I'll be able to work out something around about there. That's no worries at all. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. The intercooler piping is all sorted now. Just use some hot water to stretch the silicone around a little bit, and she matches that beautifully. So yeah, now pretty much throttle body. Oh, sorry, I'll get the cable done after Rex has finished plumbing up this IACV, and we should be sweet. Hell yeah. Injectors in, just doing a little bit of trickery to make the throttle cable fit, because when we were working with it before, if we had it mounted all the way back here, it wasn't going to reach the other throttle body. So we're going to do a little bit of trickery to make that all work. Your facial expression is brilliant right now. Hey, update, fuel works. I forgot to put the little screwy cap thing back on, and then I saw it and I tried to let no one notice, but Rex was standing right beside me, so that didn't work.
Yeah, well then it would burn down and be our fault, wouldn't it?
Well, no. I was gonna put it back on and have just no one notice it, but yeah, no.
So now that he got caught.
No. No, I know for a fact that is probably the most crucial part of doing that whole back end.
If the car burnt down, I wouldn't be that mad.
Neither. I mean, I can't say that because last time I joked about a car being on fire, it actually caught fire. So yeah, this car I booked in last night to do Friday night drifts. So it's about, what time is it now, 3 p.m.-ish?
Yeah, 3 p.m. on Wednesday.
Cool, yes, we had to redo, what's it, that hose piece that goes into the front of the plenum?
Yeah, the little water neck thing that the actual radiator hose connects to.
Yeah, that thing. We had to redo that. It was just not playing the game, and it just was, a little bit loose in there.
We tried a different chemical.
Yeah, we tried a different chemical to get it stuck in there.
Stag didn't work, so we tried RTV this time.
Yeah, so it's all RTV'd in, and it's good because if it ever has any issues, I can bring it straight back out, and these two blokes will be more than happy to work on it.
RTV's easy, you know? Just heat it and it'll come out the same.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Just we're talking about JB welding it in, and then it'll never come out.
Yeah, JB weld would have been interesting.
Just say replace the manifold. It'll be cheaper.
Yeah. Would it really though? I think
if you were paying us?
You would hate life. I am paying you. I am for this one, yeah.
Oh,
you just haven't told me.
It's like day 3, my family's at home starving.
You just got to name your price. That's exactly what Rex said yesterday.
I said, anything but that.
He's like, I thought this was still part of the deal. I'm like, there's no way. So yeah, everything at the moment is going good. Fuel is not leaking. As long as the oil doesn't leak after we clean up all the oil leak that's there at the moment, and then we start it back up and it doesn't leak, that'd be sick. And then hopefully coolant doesn't leak. And then we're good to chuck it on the dyno and hopefully get majority of the stuff done today, and then we can do a cold start tomorrow and finish it off tomorrow.
We have Adam the Creature coming
tomorrow
to do some welding for us. us because me and Rex are very subpar
Yeah.
when it comes to aluminium. When it comes to alloy. So yeah, we've got our fabricator mate, Adam, the creature. He's coming out tomorrow to weld up some stuff for us. So we should have the IACV sorted, and we'll also be able to relocate the intake air temp sensor as well while he's here.
Yep.
To the correct location.
Yep. So yeah, at least we can run it up today, and then we can sort all that out tomorrow and finish it off. And
get you idle in that initial area, the map sorted, so new cold start tomorrow.
Yep.
So hopefully you'll be on your merry way tomorrow. We'll never have to see this car here again.
Until I decide to blow up the engine maybe one day.
It's not a junkyard, it's a garage.
It's a garage. This backyard operation's sick.
It's actually the front yard.
The front yard. Actually, it is too. It would be. Considering the house is down there. Yeah, geez. Front yard operation. So this thing at the moment that they have in the workshop is pretty sick. Full drift spec. What you thought was an R34 actually being an R33. It's pretty cool actually. So it's got like, what they say the wing was sort of designed off again. It was like an A86 kind of, yeah, kind of a cool little sort of whale tail spoiler. Really, it looks like a PS2 skid or something along those lines, but it's also got completely molded like 400R style GTR fenders and everything. Then it goes down to R34 fenders or R33 to 4 fenders. It's an extreme wide body, which I've never seen before. It's pretty sick. And on the interiors, it's actually so cool, eh? I like the seats too, far out. Looks like he's got a cube shifter in there with a GK Tech shift knob. Looks really sick. Very nice. What was that?
The adjustable power braces and the caster arms and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Very
actually,
very well set up car.
Oh my lord, one can only dream. So I'd love to have the 33 set up one day, but
You got a piece of junk.
I don't. Oh, it's pretty cool. So one thing while Rex is just quickly blowing out the car, I quickly jump out here. And can I just say, I could honestly not do this. Like, especially with my knowledge level on cars and everything else as well. And also just stuff that I have access to. It wouldn't be possible to do this sort of stuff without Max and Rex. Like honestly, the entire engine build and then coming back out here and doing the turbo and the plenum and everything, man, it's nuts. And I'm so glad that they're able to sort of help me out and through the entire process and do everything, because yeah, as I said, for me and my knowledge currently, I do not have the facilities for that big man, and I just don't have the knowledge. Like, man knows trigonometry, algebra, doesn't know cars that well. So no, I know them alright, but yeah, massive thank you to these guys out here. I cannot thank them enough. If you do want to go ahead and support them, definitely go check out all of their socials. Go check out LepLabs. If you guys like my content and want to watch stuff that's more in depth, I kind of think of them as like the vlog skid factory. It's wicked to watch. They're so knowledgeable. Both of them have like multiple certificates in like mechanical engineering and everything else as well. Plus they have a dyno sort of at their performance shop. Like, look where we are right now. We're surrounded by like 33 cars. It's so sick. So, so yeah, once again guys, go check out all the links in the description down below. I cannot thank these guys enough. They put in some really, really hard hours. And once again, also I was going to say, also this whole thing, I wanted to do kind of like the R33 in stages where we start off cheap plenum and a cheaper turbo, then we build our way up and build our way up from there. And can I just say, this plenum especially has been an absolute nightmare for these two boys right here. Like, pretty much everything we had to do, like as soon as we got the plenum on, we needed to get shorter bolts. Once we shortened the bolts, we realized that the fuel rail wasn't going to line up with the locations that we have that were on there. As soon as we did that, throttle body and everything needed to be all changed around, and we did all that. And then once we changed away that, we put the adapter on there. The throttle cable that we got for the S14 wouldn't just reach, so we had to completely redo the throttle cable. There's just everything on it. Like even just the spaces for the fuel rail had to be like trimmed down, everything. So every single bolt that pretty much went onto that plenum side, everything was modified and changed and everything. It was just, for these two blokes, was an absolute nightmare, and I was sort of there doing little bits here and there of what I could. So yeah, I hope I helped in a way. But yeah, it's sick being out here though. I love it out here. Alrighty, first of all, just checking some timing.
Righto, turn her over. You ready, Rex? Yep. 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 Alright, that's all good then. Yeah, you got fuel pressure, so. Yep. It's the idle.
Oh yeah.
Alright. So go again. More fuel or less good.
Rightio, so unfortunately tonight did not go as planned. Originally we were going to try and get up on the dyno and sort everything out, but this is where it ended up. So we're back with the intake side, or intake cam sort of exposed, and the whole front timing cover off. So we pulled it up, we started it idling after hoping that we had fixed that horrible engine oil leak. Unfortunately, if you guys come for a little bit of a stroll over here past the 33.4, you can see down there that there is a ton of oil, and that was literally just from idling for like, I don't know, probably like, what do you reckon, 5-10 minutes? 10 minutes-ish? Yeah. Yeah, so unfortunately, we pulled it back over here, ripped the timing cover off, the cover off for everything, and just tried to find out what exactly that leak was. At this current point in time, we've pulled everything off. We also ran it without the cover for a little bit just to try and fault find something. We ended up nailing it down to this right here. So this right here is the VCT cam gear. Normally that sits over the top of this right here. Normally about there-ish, so you guys can see. Yeah, usually sits around about there. Pretty much on the inside of here, because it is a hydraulic VCT. Well, they're all hydraulic, aren't they? Pretty sure they would be. I wouldn't have a clue. Yeah. So because it is a hydraulic VCT, inside this right here is basically like a fully sealed. I did call Sam and he reckons you can service them with the kit. However, it looks fairly sort of annoying and hard to get to. Plus, we don't have anything to actually service it. But pretty much around this little tiny gap around here is where the oil is coming from. Like it was, we ran it for probably like half a minute, and all around the edge here was all like pulled up with oil. All around here, we did completely 100% dry it, and that was just, it was horrid. And because this is one of the only pressures, or one of the only spots from pretty much behind the timing cover where there was a pressurized sort of section, and oil under pressure basically, then it was either this or pretty much the oil pump that we were nailing it down to, but it's definitely this. So at this current point in time, I think we have a guy that's going up to go and give Max another one that he had sitting in his shed, but I'm not quite sure exactly whether he'll get there just yet. So yeah, we're hoping to get another one of these tonight so then we can chuck it back in tomorrow. The other thing we might also do, because I have booked in for Friday night drifts with this thing, We want to get it done tomorrow night at the absolute latest, so I can get back home, get everything sorted on Friday, get some new tires and stuff, and then we can head out on Friday night. So it's going to be just like, it's a pretty bad oil leak, but nothing that we can't deal with, or nothing that I can't deal with for about a week or so. I can always replace this back at home. It'll be a little bit of a challenge for me just doing it by myself, but hey, I got to learn sometime. So unfortunately, that's where it stands tonight. Tomorrow morning, if Max ends up getting this other cam gear or VCT cam from VCT cam gear from old mate that's coming up from Burpengary, then we'll chuck that in and that'll be sweet. If not, we'll end up putting this one back in, and we'll just have to deal with the oil leak for about a week or so until I can get my hands on another VCT cam gear. So yeah, that's okay though. We live and we learn. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow you guys will see this thing up on the dyno, making some decent numbers. And yeah, I'll see you guys all then. So thank you very much everyone for watching. I really do appreciate it. And make sure to smash like, smash subscribe, and leave a comment section down below. I really do appreciate it. Anyway guys, thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.